So this is the key bed from a Proteus MSP. I'm sure the key beds for a lot of the Proteus keyboards are the same, but this is what I learned about a few of these keys were not working. I disassembled the whole thing, chiseled out all the crap that was stuck, cleaned the keys, and the two basic parts you have are the key itself and the spring. So I'll go over, I have the last octave I left out here, and I will show you. You want to start with the black keys because the black keys are sandwiched between the white keys. So you got to remember to skip a space between C and B, and this would be B flat. There's a little tab here. The spring sets in that little tab. So this is more or less done by feel. The spring sits on top of this little nipple here. You push the key on it. Now, this kind of wiggles back and forth. You want to keep a little pressure on it, set the front of the key, and then it locks in the key and make sure it works. The key just sits more or less right against there, and that spring is what actually pushes it to the rear. So do the black keys first. Skip a space for A. This would be A flat. Set the key on here. Like I said before, I already cleaned these keys. Set the front of the key in, and the back of the key slaps right in. So actually what I'll do is, you know what, I'll switch to the white for a second. Now, since the two black keys are in, actually, you can install a white key. Put the spring on there. Since you don't have a lot of room, just balance the spring like so. Look for your little tab where the spring is going to sit, and there are little notches on the key to kind of guide where you should be. All right, so we're on the spring. The front of the key slides in. You got to do it by feel. And at the back clicks in. Now, once you put the key in, you want to make sure it feels like the rest. If the spring is not sitting right, that key is going to feel either harder or easier to push, and you may not get the results you want once this is all back together and powered up. One of these keys was actually sounding an octave lower than it really was, and the spring was sitting across the circuit board. So once again, put your tab over the spring. Front of the key goes in. Front of the key goes in. The back. And the white keys will actually click in. So once I put the keys in, I do test them to make sure they're okay. I will quickly go skip a space because I have a black key. The reason why I'm doing the black key is I cannot do the white key yet because this, all right. Something happens like that, just start over. Spring, key, you just want a little bit of pressure because you want that spring is going to be bent. The spring is going to be, if you can see right here, that spring is going to be bent, and that's actually pushing the key towards the back of the key bed, and that's kind of what keeps it locked in place. So I'm just going to do the rest of the black keys. If you know your scale, it'll be easy to know the spaces. So you would have this would be G flat, F, E, E flat would be the black key. Let me get the crap out of here that I've spent all this time cleaning. Snaps in. One more black. Skip the space for G. I'm sorry. That would be D. This would be D flat. Ride the spring, a little bit of pressure. Get the front of the key in. And that's all there is to it. Then once you have the white keys in, you can go back like I had done before and put the white keys. Look for that little tab. Get over your spring, make sure you've got some wiggle room there. Front of the key goes in. On the white key, you hear the click. It clicks into place, key sounds good. A couple more keys to go here. Make sure it rides okay on the spring. Front of the key goes in, back clicks in. Now hopefully when you did this you took care of all the parts, so you're not going to end up with one less spring, because that would be horrendous after all this work. Key there on the spring. Front of the key goes in, back clicks in, test the key. Make sure the keys surrounding it are okay. No monkey business, no monkeys, no nothing. So I actually picked up this Proteus yesterday for 65 bucks, and it had some faulty keys in it. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I try to see if I can't remedy it? Last key. And take your time. If you get this stuck, the spring stuck somewhere, you don't want to mess with it and bend that spring. It's very important that the springs remain in the same state they came out in. The key to stand up. Tab goes on there. The front of the key goes in, and so does the back. Now, when you're removing the key, this is just a bolt from when I took the Proteus apart. What you want to do to take the key out is just on the white keys. Stick a bolt in there, and you can push down, and there's a little tab. And once you release that little tab, that key's free to come out. And then so make sure you keep track of all your parts. Spring goes on there. So you know what? I hope this helped out somebody that was in the same shoes as me. Although I'm really rich wearing socks and sweatpants and a t-shirt. All right. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you learned something. I know I did. Bye.